Hello, cyber defenders. Welcome back to another episode of The Daily Threat, your go-to source for the latest in cybersecurity news. Today's episode is packed with crucial information about recent cyber threats that could impact businesses worldwide. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay ahead of the cyber curve. The Daily Threat is proudly brought to you by QIT Solutions, your trusted partner in cybersecurity. Our first story comes from the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, issuing a warning about a rising threat involving QR codes. Now, let's break down the details of this malicious QR code scam. So, what's happening here? Cybercriminals are capitalizing on the increasing use of QR codes for everything from payments to accessing websites. The scam involves attackers placing deceptive QR codes on legitimate products, posters, or websites, leading unsuspecting users to phishing sites. These fake sites could steal sensitive information, such as login credentials or payment details. The FTC warns that these scams can be particularly effective due to the trust people place in QR codes. Now, how do the attackers get in? Well, they exploit the trust users having QR codes, tricking them into scanning malicious ones. Once scanned, the victims are redirected to phishing sites designed to harvest their personal and financial information. The risk here is significant for both individuals and businesses. Imagine an employee scanning a QR code that leads to a fake login page for their company's internal system. The attackers could gain access to sensitive corporate data or even initiate a full-scale cyber attack from within. Now, let's move on to our second story, which revolves around potential cybersecurity regulations following larger cyber attacks. As we've seen in recent years, cyber attacks have become larger and more sophisticated, posing significant threats to critical infrastructure and businesses. The Dark Reading article discusses how these larger attacks might lead to increased cybersecurity regulations, affecting organizations across various sectors. But why the need for more regulations? The larger the attack, the more damage it can cause, not just to the targeted organizations, but to the economy and society as a whole. Governments and regulatory bodies may feel compelled to intervene, imposing stricter rules and requirements on businesses to enhance their cybersecurity measures. So, what's the risk for businesses? Non-compliance with new regulations could result in severe penalties and reputational damage. Moreover, businesses might face increased pressure to invest in robust cybersecurity measures to avoid falling victim to these potentially devastating attacks. Our final story today is a glimpse into the future. Forbes recently published an article predicting cybersecurity challenges in 2024. Let's explore some of these predictions and what they mean for the cybersecurity landscape. According to the article, one of the predictions is an increase in targeted ransomware attacks, with attackers becoming more selective in their targets. This means businesses need to be hypervigilant and proactive in securing their systems to avoid falling prey to these sophisticated attacks. Another prediction highlights the continued rise of supply chain attacks. We've seen how damaging these attacks can be, disrupting entire industries by targeting vulnerabilities in the interconnected web of suppliers and partners. To stay ahead of these evolving threats, businesses must prioritize cybersecurity training, regularly update their systems, and implement robust incident response plans. Now, let's talk about what you can do to protect yourselves and your businesses. For the QR code scam, always verify the source before scanning QR codes. If in doubt, manually enter the URL into your browser. Educate employees about the risks of QR code phishing and encourage the use of mobile security apps. Regarding potential cybersecurity regulations, stay informed about the regulatory landscape in your industry. Proactively implement strong cybersecurity measures to demonstrate compliance and protect your organization from potential legal and financial repercussions. Looking ahead to 2024, invest in advanced threat detection and response tools to mitigate the risks of targeted ransomware attacks. Strengthen your supply chain resilience by vetting and monitoring your partner's cybersecurity practices. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. That's all for today's episode of The Daily Threat. Remember, knowledge is your best defense against cyber threats. Subscribe to our channel to stay informed and share this episode with your colleagues and friends. The Daily Threat is proudly brought to you by QIT Solutions, your dedicated cybersecurity partner. Until next time, stay vigilant, stay secure.